I'm all for pink representing breast cancer awareness, but when it shows up on the screen of my radio, this is where I draw the line. Hey guys, ZedBee-E here. Yes, my little Xiegu has suffered from the dreaded pink screen. So, we're going to attempt to replace this and get it back to normal. I don't know how it's picking up well, but everything that's pink should be white. And, of course, it's not. So, we're going to go ahead and try to replace this guy. Out in the garage, and here we got the Xiegu X108G on the operating table. I got this about 4 or 5 years ago, purchased it brand new. It's been a neat little radio. It does 1 through 20 watts. I got it to take with us when we go camping and whatnot. I've taken it down to the park, and even just going out in the backyard on a nice spring day. It's just been a neat little radio. So, when I pulled this out about 2 weeks ago and turned it on, I noticed the pink screen and went, oh no, I think this thing's going out. Did a search on Google and come to find out it's a common issue that a lot of hams were having with the X108. And there is a fix for it. And I want to say thank you to Guy, ON7FM, who came up with a little guide on basically how to do the repair on this, which it looks pretty straightforward. Let's see here. There we go. See, he had a pink screen also. Purchase the new display. He tells you basically we're just going to take the case off. These knobs, pull this back a little bit, and it looks like the screen is only held in. You can see it there with just 2 little foam pads on the back. That's the only thing affixing it to the PCB board. And it's got a template to shows you exactly where to mount it. So I'm hoping this isn't going to be too difficult. Would love to get this radio back in action and back to a normal screen again. So the display we're going to use, I ordered it off of Alibaba, and I've never used them before. It always just, I don't know, it just always seemed like some kind of scam place or something. But I ordered this and it showed up about a week later, so my hat's off. It came well packaged, and the screen is this guy right here. Now, if you do this, get the short cable. I didn't read the fine print, and I wound up getting the long cable. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to try, but as you can see, this is the long ribbon version, and you need the short one. And this is basically it. On the back here, we will put a couple of little foam pads, and then it should go against the PCB board, and then that should, hopefully we can tuck this under enough and then get it connected. So we're going to need a, I believe it's a number 9 torque screwdriver. We're going to remove these 4 guys here, and then we're going to flip the case over and remove all these, and that should give us enough access to work on this. So here we go. All right, there's the old display. It's an OLED. All right. So on mine, the tuning knob just pulled right off. The volume knob does have a little set screw that you'll need to loosen up in order to get it off. Once you pull this off, loosen your volume knob, this front plate just falls right off. So now we're going to remove all these screws. It's kind of a weird pattern here. Keep in mind if I remember right, 4 of these are a normal size. 1 is bigger than the other 4. And just keep note on where it was at to make sure you put it back in the right spot when you reassemble this guy. I'm not sure if we need to take these 2 off. I'm just going to do it anyway. I'm pretty sure we're going to have to. Well, it looks like, for some reason I thought there was one on this case that was bigger than the other ones, but it looks like they're all about the same size. Alright, when you go, it's been a while since I opened this thing up. I had to replace a battery on it about a year ago. There's a lot of, that white, that thermal paste on it. There's a ton of it inside. In fact, you can kind of see it in here right on these holes. There's a lot of thermal paste inside, so it might get messy. I just, like I said, it's been a while since I opened this thing up. It looked like you honestly, in the back here, it seems like you really don't need to take these off. I'm going to make sure here, but it looks like you don't need to. All that is holding is your electrical connection, your coax in, that type of stuff. Let me flip it over here, and let's see. Get these guys out of the way. We need to pull this forward just a little bit. There we go. Okay. All right, looking down in it, there's a pad here, and you can see it kind of runs up to there. That's one pad, and there's another pad here. That's the double-sided adhesive pad they use to hold this screen on here. So what we need to do is, with a sharp knife, cut through and just try to get this pad off. Now you need to be careful, because inside, I believe it's on this side of the pad, I'll double check, there are a few surface mounted components, and we don't want to nick those off. So that's going to be our next step, is cutting through this pad to pull the screen off. Alright, here's a blown up view of Guy's instructions. You can see the remnants of the pads from the blue arrows, and the red arrow indicates that little portion that has the surface mount components. You don't want to slice through those. It looks like the ribbon will connect in here, and they mentioned there's a little like track pad or something that's very brittle, so we'll have to be careful on that. Alright, got my sharp knife, and here we go with the first incision. I can't really angle the video to show you what I'm doing. I'm just kind of cutting along here, basically. I'm not sure how, if you could just pull this right off, it might work that way. I mean, you can, but I don't want to stress it out too much. So, let's see if you can see it here. This is the side I'm working on right now is the side that has the surface mount stuff, so I don't want to go too far. Let me pull a little bit of this. Got a good slice in that one. See if we can't do the same thing over here. Like a little more. All right, there we go. Okay. This. Okay. All right, the version that Guy had used, or the one he has, I don't see. It was like right in this area, there was a little cluster of surface mount. This one doesn't have it. So anyways, here's the pads that it's just glued to. All I did was just slowly slice down on both sides real carefully. And you can see the ribbon goes up and just connects right in here. Now there is, I don't know if it's a lockdown type clamp. I don't know how this is in here. They say it's, you got to take pretty good care with it. I heard it could break very easy. So I'm going to look at this a little bit more and see how they got that little ribbon in there. Just wanted to show too, as you can see, the one that's still connected into the 108, you can see it's got the shorter ribbon compared to the new one. What I'm hoping to do, if it works, is kind of wrap this guy up and able to, without it breaking or something, but we'll see what happens. So to get the ribbon out, there's a little, I don't know, it's brown, it's right here, it's a little trackpad. And it is pretty delicate, but it can be done. I just did it. I just wanted to show you how. I just used my nail and kind of pulled on it, but I think if you just kind of pull down, boom, there you go. And that's the old one. Okay, that one kind of had me sweating. You really you need some good eyes and some good light for this project, putting this ribbon in. All right, so we were able to seat it down and close the little cover on it to lock the pins in place. I hope I got it right. It looks pretty square, pretty legit. It did try to come out a couple times. Don't get frustrated, but yeah, that one was a little difficult. I needed both hands for that one, but it's in. All right, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to reattach all these case screws here, kind of lock it in place, and then I'll take it inside with you, and we'll fire it up and keep our fingers crossed and see how this new screen turns out. I don't want to get pads on it just yet. I want to get these case screws in, kind of lock it in place, and then see if we can even do anything with this extra ribbon since we got the long one. So I'm going to put these screws in, get it locked in, and then we'll take it inside and fire it up and see if the new screen works. Alright, here we go. I just put the power to it, or the power supply to it. Moment of truth. Oh. Yes! No more pink screen. All right. All right, that was good. Now, let's see, since we got the long cable here, let's see if there's any way to mount this guy. Oh man, I don't know if this is gonna work. Well, yeah, it might work. This might just work. I just don't know if pushing it down though is going to cause too much stress on that ribbon. But we're going to try it anyway. So it looks like it will work. I think I'm going to remove the rest of this pad here. I got to go back inside and find out where my other pads are at. And what we'll do is cut a piece roughly the same they had on this side and this side. Attach it, put the plate back on, all this other stuff, and we'll give it a true smoke test then. But hey, it works. So now I'm just peeling off the old stuff. This is that old double-sided adhesive that they used. And I just got this one started, and it basically just comes right off. Boom. Got some double-sided adhesive tape. So we'll cut a couple pieces, trim it up so it goes on side. I'm just figuring out where I'm going to put this double-sided tape at. With the longer ribbon, it will work. It's just you got a little more ribbon to work with that you have to fold up, and if you tape it, get too much in there, then it's going to attach to that ribbon and not actually to the faceplate. But just to show you, here's the square outline, the little template of where it needs to go. If I can get these little guys in just right, this will go on just fine. So I'm just kind of monkeying around with that now, getting situated, make sure they're not too long. Like, I think I'm gonna have to trim that piece a little more, but yeah, you can see the difference ribbon wise. So make sure if you do this, you get the short ribbon. All right, there we go. It's on there. For some reason it looks a little crooked. We'll give it a shot here. Now let's put the faceplate on and finish this guy up. Deal. Alright, I won't bore you with the other part. I just got to get these back on, and the knob, set the set screw, and we'll take it in again and fire it up and check it out. Looks like the screen's in there pretty good. I think that worked out. Alright, let me get all this other stuff on and we'll take it inside. All right, she's all buttoned back up. Let's make sure it survived. That's a good sign there. Yes. Oh, the screen's a little crooked. That's all right, I can fix that. But hey, we're back to normal here. Good looking crisp screen. Everything looks good. So there you go. From start to finish, 5-10 minutes tops, I think. You just got to be careful when you insert that ribbon. and into that little locking clamp. Just take your time with it and it'll come out just fine. But anyways, there you got it. No more pink screen. No one looks good. And looks like she's good to go. All right, success.